Yeah, you want to you love to be seated. It gets you a guarantee of a home game, and you get a little bit more rest coming off the tournament. So yeah, we're really pleased. The 7 was one that we were really happy with. I think in the end, our one loss in the year and the fact that we had I think a 4-1-2 record against top 25 RPI teams really probably was the convincing component amongst the committee, I would imagine.
Just the potential to be able to play 2 home games, how important was that to wrap up?
It's great. This group's really confident on the road. We've traveled some places, at least the last couple years, and I think our conference allows us to have some road games going out east. So if it meant we had to go on the road, I think the guys would have been fine with it. But yeah, we've been very good at home this year. I think performance-wise, we've been good at home the last couple years. Just the results kind of flipped for us this year. They're very confident. So I think the guys, but again, knowing that they're very locked into knowing that you can speculate that would be 2 home games, but we know what works ahead. And I've seen a lot of teams in the tournament. There's a lot of good teams. I think there'll be some surprises along the way amongst the brackets with potential seeded teams.
Looking at Akron and Villanova, 2 teams you can go up against. Do you know much about these teams, or have you looked at them?
No, we don't. Akron. We've played them in the past. They play a very possession-oriented style. They'll get numbers forward, and they tend to try to build through the different phases of the game. Villanova, I don't have as much about. I know they had a good year in the Big East, and they're 2 teams that we haven't played, which I think sometimes a good thing. That's probably the one takeaway is that you play a team that you're very familiar with, whether it be again a Notre Dame or a Butler, a Louisville. Those are different challenges. Or another Big Ten team because you almost feel you know too much. So I think the players and our staff are excited to, when you look at your next game and potential matchups, it's nice to know that there'll be some new faces and neither team really has any familiarity with each other.
I guess that sort of applies even beyond this next game. If you keep going, there's a lot of kind of new teams.
There is, yeah. And again, you gotta look and see. But we know that it's a 1-game tournament and the guys will be locked in. But yeah, you do. You look through the bracket, or you look at the other parts of the bracket and say where we could have been. We're confident against those teams, but it's a different challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Just having played in those here in my years, it's tough to beat that team a second or third time, or it's just hard. So that's a good thing.
How surprised were you to not see Wisconsin not get in?
I was. I thought their the eyeball test and the quality they have in their team, I think certainly was one that it must have been really tight at the end. And I think the part that probably ultimately hurt them was their lack of wins against teams in the top 100. And I know the committee's got to look at objective measures when making decisions, and whether you take a team late and you should have won or whatever, it's hard for them to look at each team with those scenarios. And obviously Maryland, they took Maryland late in the regular season and put them tough in the final. But yeah, for a place that I have a lot of respect for and one of the best for, I'm certainly disappointed for Wisconsin unable to get in.
Expect to have Trevor back?
It's going to be kind of day to day. He's still being evaluated, so we don't know the severity of kind of what's going to happen with him. So we're just going to remain optimistic and keep our fingers crossed that there's a way we can get him back in some capacity.
And BTN mentioned that Tanner was banged up or something like that?
Oh, Tanner just had a little bit of an ankle sprain from the Northwestern game, but he played great in the semi, and he'll be fine. This extra rest, not playing Thursday, will be awesome for Tanner. So, come Sunday, Tanner will be 100%.